and it's 1, 2. It's a poor roll.
Aha. Well,
I can't
interestingly
see it.
enough, it got a particularly bad roll itself. Oh, but it's also poor. So you managed to stab a lot of it, but none of it is the living, moving parts. So, yeah,
Okay.
you're in there hacking away at
Probably this is kind of like blood gushing at my face, and nothing's actually doing anything.
Right. Well,
I'm
yes.
probably
Although,
screaming.
okay. So with that happening, then I believe the next person in our list is going to be this guard. Sticks his face inside, and in fact, it's the guard will come in with weapons drawn and looking around wildly, trying to figure out what's going on. And he will, see, he'll actually level his gun at Nyansu and say, there's this dead guy on the floor. There's Nyansu with a knife. There's all sorts of other confusing things going on, and he will assume Nyansu is somehow the problem here, and will point his gun and say, "Stop." So then,
do I stop?
that's fine. That's what's happened. The creature now is going to get its little claws and bite involved here. And so here is an attack on Margaret. So you will roll your dice equal to your agility.
It's high number I have on agility, right? Ron.
Yes, you can put some other numbers into it, up to 3 dice.
I have in agility I have 4/2, so I guess it's 4.
You will roll correct. You will roll the 4, and you are allowed a little bit more that I won't describe at the moment, but put another die in there just because.
Okay.
I will explain why some other time.
Okay.
So, tell me your total.
I got what is it? It's 8.
Okay.
That's awesome. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, well, that's really good because it attacked you with a a superior. 8 is a superior, so it hit you with a good. It hit you with a good, but you did a superior defense and probably yank back your hands, just in time because its jaws come up and snap right in front of your face. And then the other attack is coming in on Yansu. And so you have an agility roll as well coming up, which is, wow. You're getting lucky.
Yeah, my agility roll is amazing.
Wow. Well, the two of you clearly hardened by your experiences on Xenos and having been ready to dodge monstrous attacks in your mind for hours and hours and days are well prepared for this as the new creature struggles out of the mass of the old one. It is smaller, but it's very similar. And you now, anybody looking at this, probably not the two of you, but probably Deerfield, who made that awareness roll before, it will be ongoing. It is the same thing. He says, there's more. There's more. In other words, it's not just one that's doing this. So where you had one monster, you now have 2 littler ones. And so the next person is Margaret.
I'm gonna search for grenades in this room.
Specifically for grenades?
Well, go ahead and roll search, and I'll tell you what you may find. I believe they're quite explicit in the book about what is and isn't in this office, so I'm going to make use of it.
Something that can explode and if not grenades. Oh, that doesn't count. Oh, that was bad. Doesn't count. Wow, this was horrible.
Oh no!
On 8 dice, I only got 3.
Oh, that is
3,
quite.
yeah.
That is quite
It's
inferior.
inferior,
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means that you don't find effectively. You are not able to find the Uzi submachine guns, which are there, or rather, they are not. Perhaps you find them, but you are not able to quite acquire all the relevant pieces or anything like that. So you are there with, an unready Uzi and ammunition somewhere, and then the ammunition clip is somewhere else, and you are kind of there surrounded by Israeli weaponry. So, okay.
She's in panic.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
And so I think that makes a lot of sense. I am almost in panic myself. So finally, Albert, who is not in panic in the moment, but I will point out that there are multiple human bodies in close arrangement around these creatures. And so if you want to shoot your friends, you go right ahead.
Creatures is there like okay.
Right. But only Deerfield has properly understood this at this time. He's trying to tell everybody, but
I think I'm going to shoot at one of the creatures, but instead of going like full spread, I'm going to shoot whatever that does not give me any risk to shoot anybody else by mistake. So maybe a burst might be okay.
Okay, that seems interesting. Let me look at some combat rules to see how they explain the risks involved. And there are several possibilities. One is that you devote this entire turn to choosing your target carefully and waiting for the right moment. But that will be, you lose your whole turn, but I will give you the right roll. I will give you a roll to improve your chances. Otherwise, I'm going simply to, the only thing I can think of is for me simply to say, that everybody else has to make a fate roll.
I'm going to aim.
Okay, right. That seems like the... Okay, so you are busy with that. Let's take a look at the necessary roll. And it actually probably... Well, it actually probably could be that rifle skill. I mean, you are using the rifle to aim, right? I mean, it is part of using the thing. I don't see why it's not simply using your skill with the gun to be better with the gun. I think that makes sense. Oh, there is something called aim, but it is not... Ooh, I will have to double check on that. Maybe agility wasn't the right thing to use. Double check this. Oh, right. Interesting. Okay. The skill called aim is specifically for thrown objects, for throwing things, weapons or otherwise. So fortunately, I am correct. Roll your rifle skill.
Okay, we roll that. Sorry.
Right. You have a couple of boxes in it, which gives you your two.
Yeah.
Right.
I have bonuses, but how many rolls do I roll?
That is we have been fighting this the entire game because you think you get it, but it's not really written explicitly on the sheet. So then you feel bad and confused when you try to.
And how many dice I threw last time?
I know.
didn't think about that.
Right. Add to the weapons. That's it. Weapon skills add to the weapon's accuracy. That's what's going on here. So what we do is we go to the weapon's accuracy. And so then we go to the gear, and I find that rifle again.
It's accuracy of 6.
Right. So 6 plus your boxes. That's how it works.
Okay. So
Right.
6,
Mhm.
8. Okay.
Let's all remember that. Just say the word accuracy next time I get confused about using a weapon.
I still don't get it.
Yes, but if you
Wait.
say accuracy, then I can do it right.
Do I have to shoot if I'm taking my turn to aim?
Nathan, I'm telling you what you need to do for your character to do what they said. Roll that skill.
I roll. Four. That's a poor.
Okay. So what this means is that no bullet comes out of your gun. That was the plan. And instead you are trying to get the best shot possible. So this is like in the movie when they go to the guy with the gun and they are trying to, find the best shot. And we can see by the expression on your face that it's not going very well. There are too many moving people, jumping around and causing trouble. So that brings us to the end of this particular round, which is fine. It doesn't mean anything in the fiction, but it gives us the chance to go and meet everybody else. Emma, you're at the top floor now. The elevator lets you out. You are over by the cafeteria and the loading dock. You can either go out of the loading dock out into the area. That door is open, which is unusual. And you or you can go elsewhere, like back to where everyone else was, or something of the kind. Somebody probably will be shouting and saying, evacuate, everybody out, everyone out. There may even be an alarm sounding for getting out. So that is happening. So over with Claire, Danielle is telling you that that she needs to get over to her father. She needs to get over to her father. He's not safe, and she needs to get over. She says, stay here. She says to the cafeteria person, and she's your best friend now, right? So she's going to, hold your arm briefly and say, I'll be right back. I have to get my dad. And then so she kicks off her business shoes, which are too fancy for running. And she just kicks them off and starts to run over to her father.
Do I see the security contingent that was...
Yes, they are having a
Well,
tricky time because at that moment, the previously passive activists have suddenly turned very active. And so they have unexpectedly mobilized, and a bunch of them have all jumped on one security guy. Somebody has obviously trained them for effective anti-security tactics. In case you are ever in an activist situation, the group of you needs to focus on one opponent at a time, because the rest cannot stop all of you. And that is what they have just done. And so the Wanda has grabbed Brackenberry and is shouting to the sky, take us, take me now, you promised. I have him, take me now.